Good morning, YouTube. My name is Paul. Thanks for tuning in. This is 251 Reeling. I'm located down here in South Alabama, and today I got something special behind me that I want to show you guys, all new for 2021. It's the H18 Bass by Express Boats. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so let's kick this review off of the 2021 H18 Bass by Express Boats. It has an all aluminum trailer made by Backtrack. Beautiful trailer. It's got a winch cover on it to keep your hands and other things from getting sucked up to that winch while you're cranking on it. Got all LED lights all around the trailer. It's got some awesome diamond plate steps and wheel covers. Here you got some aluminum alloy wheels, which are beautiful, and over here they have an LED Express Boats symbol etched into the diamond plate. It looks awesome at night. Really cool. They did a really good job kind of making it stand out and giving it that mean bass boat look, that bass boat trailer look. You got your trailer guides on here. Alright, so this boat has many different color options. I've seen black and green, I've seen white and blue, I've seen white and tan. I mean, it's just whatever you want, they probably have it. And the awesome graphics that they put on these boats now looks excellent. You definitely have that high performance look. Looks super sexy, guys. Check it out. Alright, for the engine on this baby, we got a 115 Yamaha Show VMAX 4-stroke, and it will pick this boat up and push it with no problem. You definitely have that high output bass boat feel. It's a beautiful motor, and coming up out of the hole, it does great. It'll run probably 56 miles an hour with just me in the boat. With me and two other people in the boat, I have got it up to 51 miles an hour, which is awesome for an 18-foot aluminum boat. Alright, so let's look at the back of this hull. We have the Hyperlift hull on the H18, which complements the Yamaha 115 show motor. Excellent. As you can see, it's kind of got a step hull in the back, and it's actually a padded hull, meaning once you get up and run, you are on pad, just like the bigger, larger bass boats. And this, even though it's an aluminum boat, it definitely has that big bass boat feel, because the bow comes up and drops down just like your big bass boats, and it leans into the turns and gives it that awesome high performance feel. So there's one thing I want to really brag about, is the width of this boat. They definitely gave you a lot of room on this 18-foot boat, and it fishes like a big bass boat. So I'm just going to go across here. I'm looking at 81.5 inches right here, just right behind the butt seat. Plenty of room up there to bass fish. Just look at all that space. Now let's walk around to the rear of the boat and get a measurement back here, because it's even wider back here. Tons of room. If you want to have a co-angler on the boat with you, he's got plenty of room back here. And we're at 92.5 back here on the back deck, which is excellent. The last bass boat I have was not near as big as this. Alright, so from the factory, this thing comes with a live well pump and an aerator. Of course, you got your bilge, your navigation and anchor lights, your power switch for your devices. It does have the tilt and trim gauge on it, RPM gauge, fuel gauge, and water pressure. Alright, so it does come with your normal seat, And they have some beautiful seats back here. Express Boats does some excellent work on their seats. I mean, they are beautiful. You have a butt seat in the front, and they do come with the seat extensions, so you can raise up and lean against it and, you know, be comfortable, fish how you want to. Alright guys, let's take a look at the live well. It's got a pretty good sized live well in it. It's a little bit dirty because my son, he took some hyacinth mats out to put in his little pond back there. But it's got a space for your dividers, so you and the co-angler can separate your fish. It also has an LED light inside of the live well. I know that's something you can appreciate. Alright guys, so let's talk about the storage boxes in the rear. You got one on each side, and they open up to the outside of the boat, which is awesome. How many times have you been flying down the river and had a hatch open up on you this way? So that's really cool. Another cool thing is that it has these slots that are made specifically for your 3700 series tackle boxes. They fit perfect. Walk around to the other side. You get one over there also. Boom. That's like 8 trays if you need it. So let's continue on with the storage. Up on the front of the boat, you have a really large storage area. And of course, all of these boxes, these storage wells, they have LED lights in them, which is great for tournament fishing because in the morning you can't see anything. You're out there in the dark with 100 to 200 other boats and you're going through your hatches trying to find stuff. Those LED lights are money. And these 2 storage boxes over here, the hatches open up to the outside of the boat, which is awesome. Got your LED light strip in there, and these are sized perfectly to fit tackle boxes in. I put my bigger ones up here because they're wider and they don't have the slots like the ones in the back do, but that's great for room. You got another one right here, another storage box. It's a little bit shallower. It does have the LED light in it also, and you can take these inserts out if you wanted to and use the bottom of the boat. Alright guys, so let's talk about the rod locker. It's got a lockable latch on it. You open it up, and as you can see, there's no rod tubes in there, which is great. I never like rod tubes. They limit you to how many rods you can put in the boat. So now you can just stack as many rods and reels in this boat as it can possibly hold, and it'll hold a lot. Now let's go back here to the seats. You got that middle seat here that flips up. Beautiful seats made by Express. Love the colors on this boat. This is storage here. You got plenty of room to store all your extra stuff there. Great storage place. You see I got my line, my rope, fish scale, got my papers to the boat, trolling motor remote. Great storage. So you do have a decent sized console up here. It has that beautiful bass boat look and performance. It's got plier and scissor holders here, LED light there, and it's pretty wide. You can put a lot of electronics across there if you wanted to. And one more thing about this boat, guys, is I'm about 5'10", okay? I have plenty of room in this boat when I sit down. I am nowhere close to this steering wheel at all. And my feet are stretched out, and I'm not even touching the back down there. So even bigger guys, even though this is an 18-foot aluminum bass boat, it's got plenty of room in it. So when you're sitting back here behind the console, it's got a nice step here. steps right up onto the deck. If we move this butt seat here, I mean, just look at all the space you have to fish. It's beautiful, awesome. Of course, you got your recessed trolling motor tray there, which is not an insert, it's aluminum and it's made into the boat. It comes with plier holders, cup holders, and that awesome etched express emblem in it. And of course, guys, SEADEK is awesome. It's like walking on a thin little padded cloud. Express boats, they rhino line all their boats, and then they come back through and they put SEADEK on here, which matches the boat perfectly. The color schemes always match. Another thing about it is you never have to worry about it getting dirty or cleaning sand out of it or people spilling soda in it and getting trapped in carpet, because you can just wash it off. You just literally just wash it off with water. It's so simple. And one of my favorite things about SEADEK is, check this out. Let's grab ourselves a chug bug here. I just threw it on the deck, and would you look at that? Would you just look at it? Oh my God, just look at it. Do you see any hooks getting stuck in carpet? No, you don't. SEADEK is awesome. All right, guys, so another thing I want to talk about is the bow, the front of this boat. It is awesome. When you are riding through chop or you are hitting somebody else's wake, it handles it like a champ. I mean, it handles chop on the water awesome. It does not feel like an aluminum boat, I promise you that. All right, guys, I have really enjoyed giving you this review so far, but there's two things about this boat that I would change. Now, they may not be big to a lot of people, and they can be dealt with. It's not a serious issue, but when you buy this boat, it comes with this Humminbird Helix 5, and this thing it's got a pretty good little 2D sonar, and it does have chart plotting capabilities, but it is nowhere near the quality you need to have this thing installed behind the steering wheel. I wish bass boat companies would quit doing that. They need to quit installing electronics behind the steering wheel, because the first thing I did, and now they just didn't put it on here with a little ram mount, it was a whole 4.5 inch piece of fiberglass that was cut out. So when I pulled it out, I had a giant hole here. And it's ridiculous to put electronics behind the steering wheel, because when I put my hand on this wheel and I'm turning, I'm covering that whole screen. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So what I done is I got myself some diamond plate and cut it to fit behind the console here and just remounted what I wanted here. They might as well just give it to you blank, you know, instead of putting that thing in there, you know, a piece of electronic behind the wheel. It's just ridiculous, okay? And all right, guys, so the second thing I would change about this boat. Now, this isn't a very big issue, but I think it needs to be said. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It has an 18-gallon fuel tank. And with a 115 show motor, if you're not paying attention, you can suck this thing down pretty quick. So I would just, you know, I'd put about a 25, 30 gallon fuel tank back here. You certainly have enough room. You probably have 4 or 5 inches on each side of this thing, and then you got height too to put a bigger tank back here. So I don't know, that's just, it might just be me, but they could have put a bigger fuel tank in here. The 17-foot XP that Express makes has a 70 horsepower on it, and it has 18-gallon fuel tank in it. So you would think they would have put a bigger fuel tank in here, you know, if you want to make a long run. But that's just me. All right, guys, so I actually have had this boat for about 4 months. Okay, I bought it at the end of 2020 when Hurricane Zeta destroyed my other boat. But I've had so many comments about this boat. I've had so many people at the boat launch come up and ask me, hey man, what kind of boat is that? I love that SEADEK. How much does it cost? And where can I get it at? So I'm just gonna tell you guys, I'm not affiliated with Express Boats at all, but I do believe that the aluminum boat industry is gonna end up taking over pretty soon, because not everybody can afford a $75,000, $80,000, $90,000 bass boat. And you're not getting poor quality in these boats. They are fine boats, they handle well, and it's just another option for affordable fishing, because, I mean, we are trying to go out and fish, you know, customers like me and you, and we're looking for value, okay? And you don't have to sacrifice quality, value, and price when you buy an Express boat. I know from experience, because this is the second one that I bought. I wish I had the money to buy the X21, but I just don't. But this is a great option for me. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you're thinking about buying this boat, I hope I covered a lot of things with you. If you have any questions about it, put it in the comments below. Okay, this boat's gonna run you about $25,000 to $28,000 depending on the package you get, what kind of extras that you put on the boat. So it's an affordable bass boat. It's an H18, it's super wide, and even though it's an 18-foot aluminum boat, you're not sacrificing big bass fishing quality. I mean, it feels good on the water. When you put the throttle down on that show motor, it jumps up out the hole and you're gone. And when you're running 55, 56 on the water in that aluminum 18-foot boat, it feels like you're flying. But my name is Paul, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please smash the thumbs up. Please subscribe if you hadn't already. I have other content on the channel, such as inshore fishing, bass fishing. I do reviews, I do installs, guys. Check me out. Thank you. Have a good day.